Dragons have returned to the Isle of Berk, and this time it's all real. Let's get you ready for the most high-flying thrill ride you'll have this summer. How to Train Your Dragon review is coming your way right now. Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Porter Report. My name is BJ Porter, and I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. For all of my returning viewers, it is wonderful to see you all again, and for all my first timers out there, welcome, and we hope you enjoy everything that this video and channel has to offer. Summer movie season 2025 marches on, and I'm here to deliver to you guys the latest Porter Report movie review. This segment allows me to express my thoughts and opinions about the movies that I see and enjoy, and those that you do as well. I'm really excited about this next one because despite it being a live-action remake of a classic, the aura around this one tells me that it has the potential to be just as special as its original animated predecessor. Today, I'm giving you guys the official review for DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon, directed by Dean Dubois and starring Mason Thames, Nico Parker, Julian Dennison, Nick Frost, and reprising his role from the 2010 animated film, Gerard Butler as Stoic the Vast. It is insane to me that 15 years ago, the original animated film came to us. Ever since its release, the movie, along with its characters and themes, have captivated so many fans around the world. Whether it be through the movie itself, the spin-off TV shows, merchandise, or the most recent land in Universal Epic Universe, the influence and staying power of this franchise cannot be denied. Fast forward to now, and Universal is looking to return us to the world of How to Train Your Dragon, this time through the lens of live action. Now, I fully understand that it's going to be easy to dismiss this as a soulless cash grab given the stigma around the practice. But the amount of talent that I have seen on display, from the costume designs to production designs and even the designs of the dragons themselves, I mean, look at this handsome boy right here. As well as Dubois himself leading the film as director, has me pretty confident that this could be more than just a photorealistic remix of a classic. Whether or not that is actually the case upon seeing it is a question that is yet to be answered. So how about we hop on our dragons and seek that answer for ourselves? Here's the Porter Report movie review for DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon. Welcome to the Isle of Berk. For generations, the brave and fierce Viking warriors of this land dedicate their lives protecting their home from threats beyond their borders. The most common threat to their land is the constant invasion of fire-breathing dragons. Led by the powerful and noble Stoic the Vast, everyone on the island is capable and strong enough to face the dangers that threaten Berk. Well, almost everyone. Unlike some of his more battle-ready counterparts, young Viking in training and blacksmith Hiccup prefers to stay behind the front lines given he's not as physically strong or quick to jump into a fight as his brethren. The reality of this is even more complicated knowing that he is actually the son of Stoic the Vast. As he constantly struggles through his Viking trials where he must slay a dragon as a rite of passage, Hiccup begins to accept that he may not be able to live up to the expectations of being a fearsome Viking warrior like his father wants him to be. But fate could see him going down another path that he never could have expected. Following a test of one of his latest inventions, Hiccup inadvertently incapacitates a young dragon and is shocked to discover that it is actually the legendary Night Fury. Thought to be one of the deadliest species of dragons, given that no prior knowledge has ever been recorded by Vikings of the past. After choosing to let it live given how defenseless and helpless it is, the dragon soon finds itself forming a bond with Hiccup that quickly turns into a friendship, something that Hiccup never thought was possible when it came to these flying beasts. Taking advantage of this new companionship, while still maintaining the secret of this forbidden bond, Hiccup must confront the challenges that arise and in turn forge a new future for Vikings and dragons alike. In March of 2010, DreamWorks captivated an entire generation by introducing everybody to the world of How to Train Your Dragon. Highly regarded as one of the greatest animated films of all time, the film has been a beacon of inspiration and wonder for those lucky enough to have seen it. 15 years later, the film's original director Dean Dubois returns audiences to the land of Berk via the live-action adaptation of his animated masterpiece. After experiencing the world of dragons through this brand new lens, the live-action take on How to Train Your Dragon is much like the animated original, but is presented in a stunning and emotionally invigorating package. The long-standing stigma when it comes to live-action remakes of animated films is pretty well known. Not many reach the levels of iconic status like their animated predecessors. Additionally, sticking to things beat for beat or changing up the narrative makes the task a no-win scenario no matter which direction you go. How to Train Your Dragon does things relatively beat for beat, but it does it in a way that makes it just as breathtaking as the animated film. There is so much to appreciate and gush about this film, but a strong place to start is the cast, who are all near perfect representations of the animated characters. characters. Our leading man Mason Thames truly is Hiccup. Everything from his nervous energy, jitteriness, awkwardness, quirks, vulnerability, and growing confidence is all brilliantly displayed by Thames from first frame to last frame. Thames truly understands the character and what makes him such an easy person to root for. You truly feel his connection with Toothless, and his performance makes everything, including his Night Fury screen partner, feel real. Getting this element right was a must, and I'm so happy to say that I have no notes on it. The other members of the on-screen ensemble are equally top tier. Gerard Butler's live-action turn as Stoic the Vast truly showcases his talent now that he isn't confined to the voice booth. Butler's vocal performance as Stoic in the original is incredible, but with this version, he can flex more muscles and truly bring the character to life in a way that makes him even more real. The intensity and vulnerability of the character shine through even stronger, showing that Butler is just as effective in either version of the story. As for our leading lady, Nico Parker truly delivers as Astrid. While there were doubts from some about how her version would come off, rest assured that Parker silences those doubts effectively. While her animated counterpart seems to feel like Hiccup didn't belong and her actions toward him can be looked at as bullying, this version of the character is played more like an underdog with something to prove. Parker perfectly captures this underdog mentality, as well as the initial coldness toward Hiccup, while also going to see things from Hiccup's perspective. I am super pleased with her performance and proud that she did the character justice. Speaking on the other supporting players, Nick Frost, Harry Trevaldwin, Bronwyn James, Gabriel Howe, and Julian Dennison all bring great life to Gobber, Toughnut, Roughnut, Snotlot, and Fishlegs, with each of them capturing the essence of their characters and being just as engaging as the animated variations. Performances, however, is just one of the things that this remake has going for it. I'm elated to say that there is so much more that makes this movie such a thrill. Director Dean DuBois truly shepherds the photorealistic retelling of his animated masterpiece by utilizing a variety of filmmaking tools that really make this version of the story stand out via this new lens. The production and costume design in this film is absolutely stellar, with so much care and detail put into every stitch and every piece of set dressing. When I say they truly brought Berk to life, understatement doesn't even begin to cover it. The same level of love and care went into the dragon designs as well. The creature designs do differ from the animated film, but only by the smallest margins, with Toothless being the obvious standout given he looks ripped straight from the 2010 classic. Regardless, the dragons look visually stunning and feel real and alive whenever they're on screen. They add so much life to the world despite them being in CG. That in large part goes to the way the film is shot. The film's cinematography is top tier, as cinematographer Bill Pope's shooting style adds a groundedness and grit to this take on the story. The manner in which this film is shot makes every sequence tense and edge of your seat thrilling. The iconic flying sequence in climactic battle is just as breathtaking as the original, but the perspective that the live action lens offers gives it a visceral sense of higher stakes, truly making you feel the danger of the scenario. This movie is a great example of what happens when you have the right team involved bringing a story this important to life and everyone being on their A game throughout. Even if it doesn't reach the heights of the original, it can still be a fantastic cinematic experience by itself. Overall, How to Train Your Dragon belongs in the top echelon of live action adaptations for staying true to what made the original so special in the manner in which it did so. DuBois took full advantage of the tools that live action storytelling offered and crafted a lovingly done version of his original masterpiece that is just as emotionally invigorating, funny, and action-packed. The original is forever considered a classic within the animation genre, but the new version of this beloved tale offers a more than worthy entry point to this world that is sure to captivate an entirely new generation of dragon riders. It is a well-known fact that live-action remakes of animated classics can be, for the most part, hit or miss. But if there's one thing that the live-action How to Train Your Dragon proved, is that if you have all the right talent and all the right aspects, you can create a version of the story that has the potential to be just as special as the original. Guys, I can't even begin to tell you how much I thoroughly enjoyed this live-action adaptation. Everything from the sets, the costumes, the performances, the cinematography, the dragons themselves. Everything was on point and working in this film's favor, turning this into a more than worthy compliment to the original. Fun fact, I actually never got to see the original animated film in theaters, so that actually made some of the iconic moments hit a little bit harder, despite seeing the original after its theatrical run. Regardless of whether it's your first time in Berk or not, this is one cinematic adventure that you and your family cannot miss. While we're on that subject, if you have the opportunity to catch this in IMAX, I highly recommend that you spend the extra money and see it in that format. Believe me when I tell you that if you do, it is going to take everything on screen to the next level. Do it and thank me later. But now, it's time to throw it to you guys. Sound off in the comments below your thoughts about DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon, but as always, be mindful of anything that could potentially be seen as a spoiler. This could be somebody's first exposure to this story, so allow them to experience the moments for the first time through this new lens. I am super pleased with how this film turned out, and the best part, we're not gonna have to wait long to return to this iteration of Berk to find out what happens next. Make sure to keep it locked to the channel for more reviews and continuing coverage of summer movie season 2025 and beyond. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to stop on by. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of their day, and until the next review, I'm BJ Porter, and this has been the Porter Report.